My name is Margaret Whitmore, and I am 97 years old. At this age, there really aren't many things left to be afraid of anymore. I'm not afraid of losing money. I'm not afraid of losing work. And truth be told, I'm not even afraid of dying. But there is something that still frightens me. What scares me the most is remembering the years I lived as if I had all the time in the world. So if you're 50, 55, maybe 60, please listen to me for a moment, because the most dangerous thing after 50 isn't illness, it isn't aging. It's the illusion that you still have a lot of later. After 50, you start saying a sentence more often. I'll do it later. Travel? Later. Learn something new? Later. Say the apology you've been holding inside? Later. Live a little more for yourself? Later. You tell yourself you still have 20 years, maybe 30. But there's something people forget. After 50, time doesn't move the way it used to. Each year goes by faster. Each winter comes a little closer. And your body begins reminding you that nothing here is unlimited. I used to say, when things slow down, I'll finally live for myself. But you know something? Life never really slows down. It just keeps moving. When we're young, we waste money. In middle age, we waste time. If I could give you back the years you're about to waste after 50, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't. What I can do is tell you something I learned far too late. Most of the things you're chasing right now will quietly stop mattering much sooner than you think. Not because you failed, not because you gave up, but because time has a way of gently removing them from your life. And when that happens, all you're left with is yourself. In this country, we're taught to stay relevant, stay productive, stay competitive, be healthier, look younger, earn more money so you can retire comfortably. But I've lived almost a century, and I can tell you something with certainty. No one on their deathbed talks about their stock portfolio. No one holds their child's hand for the last time and wishes they had spent a few more hours at the office. The real danger after 50 isn't growing older. It's continuing to live as if you were still 35, with endless chances to postpone happiness. After 50, you begin saying very dangerous sentences. I'll do it when things slow down, when I retire, when the mortgage is paid, when the kids are settled. I said all of those things, every single one. And you know what happened? Nothing slowed down. Life never opened a space for me, because life doesn't give you that space. You have to take it. When I was 52, I was still competing, comparing my house to everyone else's, comparing vacations, comparing careers, comparing husbands. I thought that was normal. But the truth is, no one is actually keeping score. After 50, you're not in the same race anymore. You're just running in circles, trying to prove something no one is really watching. And that kind of running is exhausting. I remember being 58 and still tying my entire identity to my work. I was my job title. I was my position. I was my productivity. And then one day, I retired. The next morning I woke up and suddenly I was nobody. No emails, no meetings, no decisions waiting for me. You don't prepare for that emptiness when you're 40, but after 50, it's quietly waiting for you. If you don't know who you are outside of your work, the day your work leaves, you will feel like you disappeared. In America, we worship busyness. We treat exhaustion like a badge of honor. But after 50, your body starts sending the bill. Your knees hurt, your blood pressure rises, your sleep changes, and you slowly realize your energy is no longer unlimited. This is where many people make a mistake. They keep forcing themselves to finish everything. They finish books they no longer enjoy. They hold on to relationships that have long gone cold. They continue projects just because they started them. We're taught that quitters never win. But no one teaches us quitters never win. But no one teaches quitters never win. But no one teaches us that continuing things that no longer nourish us is sometimes the most expensive choice. After 50 time stops feeling abstract. You begin counting in winters, and each winter passes faster than the last. Another thing begins to happen. You start seeing friends leave this world. At first it's illness, then accidents, and eventually simply age. You attend a funeral and think quietly to yourself, I still have time. But time is not promised, it is only borrowed. After 50, you also begin to understand that some people will never change. I waited for my husband to become a better listener. I waited for friends to become less selfish. I waited for family members to understand me better. They didn't change. And I spent years waiting for versions of them that never existed. Peace didn't come when they changed. Peace came when I believed what they had shown me all along. You don't have to hate anyone, but you do have to see them clearly. After 50, you must also learn how to say no without a long explanation. You don't have the energy anymore to argue on the internet. You don't have the patience to prove you're right. Most people aren't looking for truth. They're looking for victory. And if you play that game, you will trade hours of peace for a few minutes of wounded pride. At 97, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Peace matters more than being right. And there is one last truth I want you to hear very carefully. After 50, you begin to become invisible in a very quiet way. The world prioritizes youth. Advertisements tell you to fight aging. Everything around you whispers that you are slowly expiring. But what they never tell you is this. 50 is the first time in life you can live without needing to impress anyone. You don't need to be chosen. You don't need approval. You don't need comparison. You can finally begin living for yourself, if you are brave enough. I don't regret growing old. What I regret are the years I lived cautiously, as if I was saving the best days of my life for later. Later arrives much faster than you expect, and when you finally notice, it isn't as long as you once believed. So if you are over 50, please, don't wait. Don't wait until your body weakens to take care of it. Don't wait until someone is gone to tell them you love them. And don't wait until retirement to begin living. You still have time, but not as much as you think.